Welcome back, guys.
Morning, everyone.
Welcome to our 150-year-old restoration project in southern Spain. Those of you that have been following us for a while now will realise we're up in the Hay Loft again. We're cracking on now with the step so that we can finally get the floor down. It's exciting. Just a quick update on Katzi. He's much better. Still having to have his special biscuits, which is going to be an ongoing thing.
For life, yeah.
For life. But yeah, they do seem to be doing the job. He's weeing without much difficulty, so that's good. We go back to the vets on Friday for a checkup and to take a sample of his urine just to make sure the infection's cleared up. But yeah, he's definitely much better.
Yes, he's happy again, which is the most important thing. Yeah. Right, so you remember the last one, we finished off all this, we finished off everything, all the little jobs and stuff, and now we're ready to get this floor done. The first thing we've got to do is make this step for here. Not even sure how I'm going to do it yet, I've got an idea, but we'll figure it out. I've painted a line on the floor. You can see that where the mat's going to go to, so that's my shape I've got to work to. Then we've sorted our mat out. You would have seen that on the last video, and then we're going to work out how we're going to do the hearth. Try and find some more stones like this to do the hearth with, so it all matches. And yeah, just keep on cracking on. So
let's do it.
Right. So after a fair amount of head scratching, scratting about to see what I can find, I'm going to build the framework for this step out of these, the 90mm posts. They're actually spares and offcuts and more scrap from when I did the stable, and put a couple of gate posts in on the front. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut one of these into legs to support it, to get it level. The boards are going to run, even this was a bit of an head scratch, but they're going to run this way, right? So the ends of the boards will what will be in the wall, so I don't have to be that precise at cutting them, which makes life a bit easier. Then, so I'm going to, this one on the back, I'm going to do the same on the front and the side here, and then just clad the front afterwards with the same cladding that's on the wall. And so, first thing I need to do is cut this to the length that I want it, and then, and at the angle, the correct angle as well. Nothing's ever easy, everything in this is just a headache, but we want it to be absolutely perfect, so we've got to live up to the rest of it and keep going at the same level of quality, shall we say. Right, cool, so I'm going to cut this top one now, and then I'm going to level it up and then cut the legs for it. So I'll come back to you in a shortly while. Before I do that, I should have said actually the reason I'm doing it out of this thick stuff is because when it's faced up, I don't want any movement in it at all, because it'll just form a gap and a crack and stuff along there. So hence the reason for using the 4-inch nearly thick beam with several legs underneath it. Right, so I'm going to crack on. Okay, so the ends are in. This one I cut off this end at an angle. Obviously fits perfectly up to the wall there. Support for that side. That one, that's actually 20mm longer than this one, which is just about an inch or 3/4 of an inch or thereabouts. That's how much it falls, that you can't really tell. This one now, he's going to go in there like that. I just need to cut it to length, which is a fraction of it to be honest, and then put another block under here. Then I'm going to actually put one more in the middle. I don't think I need it, but I'm going to put one in anyway. Belts and braces and all that for what it takes. Then I need to screw it all together. In fact, I'm going to cut the middle one now and then screw these together first, and they're locked in place. So all I'm doing to countersink them, to screw them together, I'm just countersinking them down with a 10mm. I've only got 2-inch screws, 50mm screws. So they're like that. Then we just fire a screw in, just to hold them where we want them. It's not going to move once it's all in place, and of course I'm going to foam it all in anyway, as always, to make sure it doesn't move. Swap the bit, and then we just with a bit more torque actually. It just fits. Right, I'll get the other two done. Nah, it's not playing easy. I've got this side in, all good, it's all good. What I'm going to do, I'm going to foam it in place, and then this one block here, I need to put a little centre support in. So I'm going to just foam that in place there, because the floor's so uneven, it's so wobbly. Once it's locked in, it'll be fine. And then I can put another one in there with a strut across there. So next job, foam. Alrighty, so it's all foamed in and I need to let it go off. The foam's not doing anything structural, it's just holding all the bits, because the floor's so uneven, they wobble about, so just to hold them there. Obviously the weight's going to be transferred through to the floor and not through the foam. I've cut this one for the centre, I've cut the angle. He'll go in there, and I just need to cut him off to the length that I need when I can hold him securely in place. And then I've got a block there, which should be the right height. He's going to sit there in the centre, and he's going to go on there. And then we can think about putting our boards on. In the meantime, I just need to let it all dry and go off, probably leave it till the morning. So not to disturb it, and then we can crack on again. Okie dokie, this is all set, super solid. I put the middle leg in, you could park a car on it. All I've got to do, I've got a slice off cut that I cut off that one, that I'm just going to stick on there. I need to get the nailer out to make that a flat front, because I'm going to put the front on first. I've actually got an offcut, another one, a piece that I used to make the kitchen unit out of, that I'm going to put on the edge there, and then I'm going to board the top with the same floorboards as I've used through the rest of it. So yeah, I need to get this stuck in place and then cut a couple of pieces for the front. I was actually going to put storage under this step, but I don't think it's worth it really, is it? It's not that big at all. So I'm just going to box it off and have a step. Alrighty. Things in my pocket. Right, so I've cut the pieces for the front. They fit pretty well. It's Katzi in his tray, you can hear probably. All I'm going to do, I've levelled them up using various implements and things. I'm just going to nail them in place. So it's not moved. Looks alright. Excellent. Right, I'll get the rest of them done and we'll come and have a look at it. Right, well that was the easy bit. Next, I'm going to put the boards on the top, I think. There's going to be 5 boards or thereabouts. And the first one's probably going to go on straight, but I'm going to have to angle each of the other ones at that end to go against up to the wall. I'm going to have a little overlap on this, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut the first board to the desired width, and then, as you've seen many times, take the tongue off it so it's got a nice flat edge. When it's in, it's going to have a little overlap, little overhang, I think I just said that. I'm just going to round the edges off. I might router them off, I might just sand them off, I don't know yet. But what I'm going to have to do, because I'm going to have to fix this one first, I'm going to have to cut all the boards without fixing them in place, and then start fixing them from the back end here, which should be fun. Obviously I can't start here because I don't know the exact angle relative to this, but if I start at the front, work my way along, it'll be spot on. So I'll go and get this first one ripped down and cut to length. I've changed my mind again like I do. If I cut them, I've had to cut this first one a little bit narrower because to give me a bigger width, I've loosely calculated it to give me a bigger width on this end one because it's going to be hanging over a bit off the wood. I'm just gonna, I was contemplating using a floorboard nailer, but to get into these spaces and for what it's worth and then to beat against it all, and I'm just going to face nail them through with the big finish nails, the blind finish nails, you can't see them anyway. So I'm going to get this one in place, yeah, and then work my way. I should be able to slide them in, get them in most of the way, slot them in, and then just tap them up along the groove. So I'm going to try that rather than making it all and then starting from this end again. So I'm just going to face nail them through. So I'll get this one fixed and then we'll come back to the next one. Right, so he's fixed. All I did was put a piece of wood at the side there to make sure that the joint's going to be alright and make sure it's flush. And notice before you can see how uneven the floor is by that now, what I'm having to battle with. So, right, get the next one cut, and I'm going to have to take a bit of a corner off it into the wall. So, yeah, well, I'll cut it to length first and then come and scribe it off and we'll get it cut. Okay, so the second one is cut. I've just chamfered it off straight. They said we're going to face up the wall, and that'll neatly sit inside it, I hope. Let's try it, see if it'll fit. Okay, can you see me? Here goes nothing. Stick him in there. Get him in the groove. Get that in flush. Absolutely beautiful. You can tell on this, you can see now, when that's faced up, it's going to totally hide that and it's going to be concealed. Right, 3 more to go. Yeah, I'll get them cut first and yeah, we'll carry on. There we go, last piece is in. Fantastic. I was very happy with it anyway. So, all I need to do now is make an end in the same style as the kitchen, just to finish this side off nicely. But yeah, fantastic. What do you think? Right, I'll get on this end. Right, okay, so I've got the end. It's just going to stick up a little bit above, just to tidy it up. I just need to nick this corner off there, because there's a big lump, as you can see, lumpy all the way. It's going to be raised up a bit here, but the hearth, either or the floorboards are going to be up to fill that gap anyway. So that's not a problem at all. Right, so I'll cut that corner off and then I'll check the length that I want. We'll have another look at it and yeah, see how it sits. So after 250 trips up and downstairs, trimming this to shape, we finally got it in, and just a couple of nails in it, just to hold it. And then all we need to do is sand it all down. We decided to do it in situ because it's just as easy and it's rigid and you don't have to struggle worry about holding it. And a couple in the bottom and we're good. Dust in here, you can see it. Right, super. The step is nearly done. Right, all sanded down. Then little finishing touches. Ready for oiling now, and then we can get on with this bit above it. The thing, what we're going to do here, because of the fire, make some sort of wood store. I was thinking every time you do something, improve something or finish something off, other things come. We're also toying with the idea of turning the table around as well. If you remember, we had it against the wall that way and we turned it that way. We're thinking of turning it back because everything's changed again with our layout. So we're probably going to do that and then chew on it over dinner tonight, see how it all lies, get some ideas. and we've still got this to do before we need to actually decide anything, yeah? So yeah, we'll let you know what we think in a bit.
So we've changed the table round back to our original position that we had at Christmas. It will go back a little bit further that way, but we've still got floorboards down here. So obviously once they've gone, we can move it back a bit further. But the idea being that it gives us a bit more room for our hearth, which is here. Will be there eventually, because with the table that way it was encroaching a bit. So we'll try it, see if we like it, and we can put our laptop there in the evening for viewing, sit together side by side. Yeah, so we'll suck it and see, as they say.
Right, okay, so we're ready to get this faced up. It's all done. What we're going to do, we've actually you remember on another video, couple of videos ago, I said we had enormous difficulty getting flat stones here. Well, while we've been out walking the dogs, we've been searching every bit, and we've got a bucket full of them that we should be able to, not quite nice ones, that we should be able to use on the front of here. So Sharon's going to clean this, brush them all up, get them all wet and ready. This all needs a good hoovering, then we'll wet it down, and then go and mix up some stuff and do another jigsaw puzzle.
So here I am again with my scrubbing brush. We have our bucket of stones that we've collected on the dog walk. Some of them are really dirty, so they need a good clean, but we were lucky to find them because they really are like gold dust around here. So I shall crack on getting these cleaned. Andy's doing a mix and we're ready to go, and here's Katzi come to help. Hello Katzi, feeling much better aren't you, baby? Back to the vets on Friday. See, they're coming to help. Good boy.
Okay, so we've got our stones, we've got our mix. We're not going to cover this step because if anything gets on it, when it gets to that powder stage, it just wipes off with a damp cloth anyway, in case anyone's wondering. So we're just going to give this a wet down and try and fit them in place. We'll probably have to do this in 2 stages. A little bit of pressure in, because we're defying gravity. It's like when you're laying them on top of the other, but when you're actually trying to make them stick to a vertical surface, it takes a bit longer. But we'll get started.
So there you have it. Looks a bit messy at the moment, but we need to leave it to go off and then just use a wire brush to brush off any residue cement. Then oil the step, and then finally the lime mortar. So, but we're getting there and it's looking good.
So again, we had a little bit of stuff left over, so we'll put it back into rebuilding our Catalan vaulted staircase. Yes, it's looking almost like a step now again.
Well, it's not drying as quickly as we hoped, so I don't want to risk brushing it off just yet because it's still quite soft. But I can get this step hoovered, cleaned up and oiled, and then tomorrow we can get the pointing done and then it will be finished. But yeah, disappointing that we're not going to be able to finish it in time for the end of this video. But you'll have to tune in next time to see what it looks like.
Fab, it's come up like new. Just gonna wipe these edges down a bit with a damp piece of thing. Sarah's just gone to get the oil now, and then we're going to do a bit of step transformation. Fab. Yeah, good as. Right, we'll get it oiled. So here we go. It's amazing, like you look at the wood in the background on the doors and the skirting boards and that was exactly this colour when we first fitted it, and how it darkens up with time, and we expect in about 3 or 4 days this will be the same. The oil doesn't actually darken it up that much, it's sort of a clearish finished, but it just matures beautifully. So we'll come back to you when it's all done.
I don't know if we said this before, but the reason we're doing this step before we do the pointing is because this linseed oil does leak into the mortar, and once it's there, there's no getting it off. So we can always get the mortar off the wood quite easily with a damp cloth as soon as it happens, but not the other way around. So just to clarify. Hey, voila, it's done. So tomorrow we'll just get this all pointed and get the mat down. It'd be fabulous. But our challenge for this evening is to keep Katzi with his very fluffy coat away from this step, because it will stick like mad. So as you know, he's got to be inside tonight because he can't eat the same biscuits as the girls, so we have to feed him separately. And then the other girls are all outside and wander in and out as they choose, and so we usually leave food down overnight for them. So yeah, he has to be inside tonight, which he's loving it in front of the fire, very comfortable, thank you. I think the challenge will be getting him out again once he's better. But for now, for tonight, we're going to have to keep our eye on him, and any time he goes near the step, we're going to have to remove him, probably physically. But hey ho.
Right, so the next challenge, and it is a challenge as well, now we've got the step in, we're going to build the hearth, we think, in this shape, where we put these stones. We're just not sure what we're going to do it with. We've got enough of these, I think, to do it. We're not sure if we like them or not. We'll prefer the same stones that we've got up here. Actually, as well, the wooden floor that's going to be over there is going to run down up to the paint mark there, because I'm going to make a nice little log basket thing to go in here, sitting here at the side of the fire. But basically, yeah, that's the shape it's gonna be. I'll take that one out. With the floor coming down this, so then the hearth's going to be there. It gives enough room to open the door, clear it out. Any mess will go on the hearth and not on the lovely wooden floor. So yes, what we're going to make it with, we don't know. I think we're going to have a trip to the builders merchants, or a couple of them, to see what they've got available stone wise. I think these are just a bit wishy-washy, I don't know, but next to the wooden floor, when it darkens up like that, the contrast might be quite nice. So yeah, but basically we've got the shape, and then the floor is going to be wooden, all the rest of it over there, which is another challenge, but we'll get to that when we get to it. And right now our next quest is this.
Well, it's that time again. We've run out of time. Time to walk the dogs, feed the cats, feed the donkey and the goat, and
everything else. Yeah. and ourselves, because it's very important.
Yeah. So yes, we've made progress again. The step is almost complete, so
yes,
we'll finish that tomorrow, just with the pointing. It looks great.
You'll see that on the next video, and hopefully on the next one, we're going to get this hearth in. We're going to use those tiles, we've decided, but we're going to actually linseed oil them to give a bit of a contrast, make them a bit richer.
They're very, very pale, really. So
but we'll try one first.
Yeah.
And,
I think it'll work.
There's a sample.
I think it'll work.
Challenge the boss.
It's just going to be so difficult to try and get these flat stone tiles. We've seen them in the brickyard and the builder's merchant.
Well, they've got jagged,
but they've got very jagged
yeah.
edges, and they're all a bit sparkly, and I don't think it would go. So we're going to stick with what we've got, existing materials. They came out the house, they'll go back into the house, and I think it'll look cool.
Then I've got the rest of the floor, which is going to be a headache. Whether we'll get onto that or not in the next one, I don't know, but it slopes that way, it slopes this way, and obviously we're just having the mat down this side because we can't raise it up anymore to level it at this corner because the door's so small as it is. So we're going to have to find some kind of compromise on that. But first of all, we're going to get the hearth in, and then we can work from there.
Yeah, So, tune in next time for another exciting episode. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, and you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing. Click the little button below.
It says subscribe on it. If you check the bell, select all, YouTube will notify you every time we upload a video, which is currently Thursdays and Sundays. And the best of all, subscription costs nothing.
Absolutely.
You just make sure you don't miss an exciting episode.
Absolutely. So thanks to all our subscribers. Thank you to everyone that supports us, either through Buy Us a Coffee or Patreon. Really appreciate it, and we'll see you on Sunday.